It was feared by pilots in the sky and tank crews on the ground. The German 88mm flak gun became one of the most legendary weapons of World War II, not just for its firepower, but for its versatility. Today, we are diving into why this gun earned such a fearsome reputation. The most famous flak gun of the war was the German 88, a massive weapon, weighing about 5 tons, and usually operated by a crew of 8 to 10 men. Crews used optical sights, and sometimes rangefinders with predictor systems, to calculate altitude, speed, and heading of enemy aircraft. Shells were fitted with time fuses, set to explode at a predicted height, creating a deadly burst of shrapnel in the path of bombers. The gun was effective up to 26,000 feet, nearly 5 miles in the air. The 88 used a semi-automatic horizontal sliding breech block. After each shot, the breech automatically ejected the spent casing, ready for the next round. A well-trained crew could fire 15 to 20 rounds per minute, a blistering pace for a weapon of its size. 4 Allied aircrews flying into German flak was a nightmare. These guns forced bombers to fly higher or adopt evasive tactics, which often reduced bombing accuracy. Pilots would suddenly climb or dive a few hundred feet to avoid the timed explosions. Others weaved in S-turns, making it harder for gunners to predict their path. Fast aircraft like the British Mosquito relied on sheer speed and low altitude to slip through before the guns could adjust. Night bombing helped reduce flak accuracy, since German crews had to rely on searchlights and primitive radar. By 1943, the RAF had another trick: window. Strips of aluminum foil dropped from aircraft to blind radar-directed flak batteries. Despite its fearsome reputation, flak wasn't always efficient. Bombers flew high 20 to 30,000 feet, and even with radar predictors, aiming was imprecise compared to modern guided missiles. Over Europe, the US Army Air Forces estimated it took 16,000 to 20,000 rounds of flak ammunition to bring down a single bomber. Where the 88 truly excelled was on the ground. Originally designed as an anti-aircraft gun, it quickly became infamous as a tank killer. In direct fire, with a telescopic sight, it was extremely accurate at long ranges, often 1,500 to 2,000 meters. Its high-velocity shells, reaching up to 1,000 meters per second, could penetrate even the thickest Allied armor. On the Eastern Front, it was one of the only weapons capable of destroying Soviet T-34s and KV-1s at range. The 88mm flak was supposed to keep enemy bombers out of the skies, and it did, though at a massive cost in ammunition. But it was on the ground, turned against tanks, where it earned its true reputation. High velocity, deadly accuracy, and terrifying penetration power made it one of the most feared weapons of the Second World War. The German 88, a gun designed for the skies, but remembered as the ultimate tank killer.